Hello, everyone. This is Tracy Griffin and Penny Lafferty with Griffin Wellness Solutions for another episode. As you recall, Penny was here before and she talked to us a little bit about Market America and becoming an entrepreneur and the benefits of this business. Today, I asked Penny, since Penny did such a great job the last time, today I asked Penny to come on again to get more detailed about the business. I have a few questions lined up for her today, but first I want to say, Penny, thank you again for joining us today with Griffin Wellness Solutions for another episode. And Happy New Year.
It's a pleasure. Happy New Year.
How was your New Year, Penny?
Very good.
Yeah?
Very good. Yeah.
What'd you do exciting?
I spent it with my daughter and my two grandkids.
Great.
And it was wonderful. I didn't know she was going to go all out like she did because it was just us. I walked in, the big 2021 balloons and all.
Wow.
She said, Mom, we got to take this year.
Yeah, because 2020 was a challenging year, and you got to go into. I would agree. I spent the time home with my wife and my kids, and my mom, and we just kind of relaxed for the day here. And it was a little Christmas still around, but it was New Year's Eve. Actually, New Year's Eve, it was just my wife, my son, and my mom were here. My daughter was home. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about Christmas still.
Right.
All right. So, Penny, you ready? Let's start.
Let's go.
All right. So the first question I had today, Penny, first I want to just kind of talk to you about me as a brand new UFO. And I'll tell you about my walk over the past few months. And I know that I probably didn't start off right, but as I listen to more and more tapes and more CDs and more social media, I understand that not all of us get in and go jump right at it and, go to the top right away. And it takes time. It takes time to, first of all, get the mindset that that's something that you want to do. I mean, you can sign up for the business and say that you're going to be a part of this thing, and then you get involved, and then life happens and you get distracted and go in the other direction. So right now, over the year, it'll be March, it'll be a year, and I've really tried to focus on setting a foundation and probably not follow the game like the game should be followed with Market America. But I still think that I still had an opportunity to get people to know that I'm involved in this business and that it's a good business. And it gave me an opportunity to learn so much about the business. But if I had to come to you, Penny, and I had to ask you a question, I'd say, what strategies have you found to be the most effective getting people involved in the business and also getting people to buy the products? That seems to be one of the biggest challenges for me, to educate people on the business and the benefits and just the volumes of product that's available to people.
Well, what I like to do is I like to give out samples because everything is 100% guaranteed. If it's not, we always take it back. So we have awesome samples, especially of our daily essentials, which has 4 major vitamins in there. So this way they get, and it's a 3-pack, and you take it once a day on an empty stomach. Usually I'll tell you, it's sometimes that very same day, a few hours later, people will say to me, wow, tell me I'm not imagining this. I am feeling phenomenal. See, with our vitamins and the isotonic part is you take it on an empty stomach, so it's rapid absorption. It is in your small intestine within 5-10 minutes. And then after, say, about 10 to 15 minutes, and you can go drink, eat, whatever, your regular routine. But we have beautiful sample packs, and we're coming out with more because we feel that you should love something. It doesn't have to be vitamins. We have many different areas, but you should love something in our business in order to become an unfranchised owner.
Yeah, that's good, Penny. I found that I do the isotonic, and it's a powdery substance, and you mix it with water, and like you said, within 15 minutes or so, it's absorbed into your system, and you're good to go to eat your first meal. I found it to be great, and I'm still going to do it. I think I'll be doing that for life. you know.
Right.
So out of the 13 industries, Penny, available, which products do you think are the most popular and beneficial to consumers?
Well, I'll tell you, we have several, and because we are like a university, so I would say, because my nursing background, the
Hmm.
health and nutrition line is phenomenal. But then we also have the makeup and skincare line, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Hmm.
And then we have, I'll tell you, the debt shredder is awesome. It's at Shop Financial.
Hmm.
And for the college grad, Tracy, I'll tell you, it's the perfect gift for the college grad, because right now, I mean, some of these colleges, these young people have them almost like a mortgage. They owe 50, 75, $100,000 by
Hmm.
the time they're out of school. So they're graduating with a mortgage on their back.
Right.
With the Shop Financial, with the debt shredder, what a perfect gift, because they own it for life, and they can have that student loan, instead of having it paid off in 20, 25, 30 years. They can have that student loan paid off in 3 to 5 years.
Wow.
And not only that, they've learned to budget because they own it for life. It does it does all their accounts for them. And we call it a GPS to the bank, because it does exactly what the bank does with the money.
Mm.
It takes that money and allocates where you're going to pay, what to pay, because the focus on the debt shredder is to not to pay the interest, is to get that, because that's where your money's eaten up. Look at a mortgage,
Mm.
Tracy.
Hmm.
You're not even touching the main principal for years.
So what I understand, from what I understand, the very little I understand about the debt shredder, which I should get into more, because I used to be a big Dave Ramsey guy. You know,
Oh my goodness, this will
yeah.
fit right into that.
I used to be the coordinator at my church, but the thing that I do understand about the debt shredder is that you're gonna constantly focus on the mortgage and chopping down on that mortgage. But the question I had is, do you add credit cards to that as well? You add your entire financial picture into that. Am I correct?
You absolutely do. You put everything in it, and you own it for life.
You own it for
So,
life.
and it'll tell you, you'll say you want to buy a new car. You'll put the price of that car in there,
Mhm.
and it'll show you how much more or how much longer it will take to get it paid off.
Well, Penny,
So you know if you want to do that or not.
that's phenomenal. That sounds like another episode for us.
Yes, we will. And I'll
Yeah,
have one of the trainers
that
get
would
on.
be great. They can even take control and do a PowerPoint presentation and show people a little bit about
Oh
how.
yeah, and you have it already in your back office.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yep. So, what about the nutritional side, Penny? Talk to me a little bit about some of the things on the nutritional side that you like best.
Well, I'm very proud of our nutritional side. We have many, many areas of health and nutrition. We also supply the medical credits for doctors, nurses, and chiropractors.
Hmm.
Many doctors are concerned because some of them have sold their practices to hospitals.
Hmm.
And now, 3, 4, 5 years later, they realize they're only working a job.
Mm.
See, many reasons. One of the main reasons a lot of doctors sold their practice, not sold them, but turned it over to the hospitals so they wouldn't have to pay malpractice insurance.
Mm.
Malpractice insurance is very, very high, for
Hmm.
some into the hundreds of thousands when they're
Hmm.
especially. And the bioavailability is so unique in our isotonic vitamin line, and the vitamin D, and the vitamin Bs, vitamin B12. We have it in an isotonic. It's very, very hard to get vitamin B12 in you, because we
Hmm.
have what they call intrinsic factor. So that's why most people will get a needle in the behind or the arm in the
Hmm.
deltoid, because it can't just be absorbed by a pill. You're probably not going to get any B12 in a pill, even though they'll sell it on the market. The chance of you getting any of that, very, very slim.
Mm.
We have the OPC3, which is a pycnogenol. It's a super antioxidant. And we sell millions of dollars a week in that product, the company does.
So
And
people
it's
will
a
go
great
online.
I'm sorry,
They'll,
go ahead.
they'll go online. I'm sorry for interrupting, Penny, but would they go online and order this through? How do they come about? How do they get the product?
Okay. Excuse me. They can go to your site,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not sure the name of your site.
See Tracy.
Okay. They'll go there and they'll type in OPC3. It
Mm-hmm.
has to make sure you put the OPC3 because there's been many companies that try to copy us.
Mm-hmm.
And we usually, the customer will come right back to us because the symptoms shortly after, maybe a month or so later, they'll start to come back because they don't have the same ingredients or the high quality ingredients
Mm-hmm.
that we do.
So, so Penny, in which ways would you say that being an independent, unfranchised owner involves helping others become their best selves? I mean, how could you help me, Tracy? I know the door has always been open from day one, the day one when I met you. I think it's all up to me to reach out to you more. But from day one, the door has been open. So what would you advise a new unfranchised owner to do when they come into this business?
Well, they always have my hand. I'm very close to almost every single one that I know of.
Mhm.
I have hundreds and hundreds of business partners, but as long as I can get to know them, my goal is to help them succeed.
Mhm.
My goal is we have a conversation. I like to know what they're looking for. I explain what I'm looking for too. I'm looking for that person who really wants to have a chance at life. I think of us like the people's franchise because everyone has to do the same thing. We're all trained to do the same thing. Is to get trained, you need to get trained. Just like you go to college, except when you go to college, and I'm not, college is good. You get to learn, but you're most of the time when you go to college you're taught to work for somebody else. In our university we want to train you so you never have to work for anybody else,
Mm.
and all we ask is to take some time out. Most people, because they're busy or they're working a couple jobs, can only put maybe 5 6 7 hours a week in.
Mhm.
So I'd say take some time out to get some education. We have more trainings than Microsoft. In fact, we have that big training this Saturday, all on Zoom. So now it's even easier.
Mhm.
And to learn how to get education. If you go to college, it might seem a little overwhelming when you first walk in the college doors, but you take it one bite at a time. You're learning, you don't go to class for one day, you're going to class for 3 4 5 years.
Mm.
Here, you can learn this in no time flat.
Mhm.
You just be consistent, and we can offer our partners so many different areas. They're not stuck just in one area. Many of our partners who come in, they love the makeup industry. Well, they'll play in the makeup industry for a year or two, but then they see the weight loss and they want to dabble in that. They own them all,
Yeah.
so they'll own that one and they'll learn and they can help people in those industries too.
Yeah.
You know, we in our company, we don't get a penny when a new partner comes on. We are paid on their success. So we want that success for you as much as you want it. It's a win-win.
Mhm. Yeah. Penny, I haven't got much involved into the makeup portion of the business. I know in the weight loss and in the nutrition, like TLS, we got the 28-day challenge going on right now. And I tell you, the support and everything is phenomenal. The back office is phenomenal. The products, the help, the 800 number for support is phenomenal. So I think that, the support is here. And, JR talks about the malls without walls. You hear a lot about that. And I tell you, I would match Shop.com up to Amazon regarding the products that you can find on it, because you can tap into all of the partner stores. Like for instance, I buy products from Home Depot. I go shopping through Sam's Club, through my Market America back office, and I'm just finding out more and more and more. So I think that the sky is the limit with this type of business, being involved in this business and then sharing it with people, and knowing that the structure and the foundation's already been set and there's so much support, and I can reach out to you. I mean, I send you an email, I send you a text support, and you answer me right away. Walter, the same way, answer me right away. Terry was the same way. So the support is there. So I just really have nothing but, so far, nothing but good things to say about the business. It's just a lot of it's up to you how much you're willing to work at this business. Would you agree?
That I was just going to say, you nailed it right there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to play, just when you go to college too. If you don't attend the classes, you're not going to get the education. It's the same with us. You have to attend the classes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we like for you to watch or look at the blueprints of our company. Let me sit down with anyone, and I'll sit down and I'll show you the blueprints, and you'll see it at least 3 or 4 times, and then you'll tell us why you feel this business is for you, for your family.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not surprising, many of the family members end up jumping on as well, because they all want a piece of the internet. That's prime real estate, Tracy. That's prime real estate on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I own several domains because I take them off the market.
Mm-hmm.
And
we'll have to talk about that someday, Penny.
We will. Yeah.
All right. So tell me about this, Penny. I want to know, with all of the people and the products that you are involved in, that you use and that your family members use and that your customers use, which ones would you say are the most attractive to you and also other folks? I know you talked about the isotonics, but tell me some more.
Okay, but it is going to go back to the isotonic. That's the number one. People need to be healthy now. They're scared. They need to keep their health up, keep their immunity up. And then I would say the Motives Cosmetics by Lauren Reidner and Lala Anthony. And we have it for all kind of skin types, all kind of colors of skin, from the Asian community, for the beautiful woman of color, for this beautiful Spanish woman of color, for the Caucasian woman. And we do custom blends. And people just need to feel good. And they look in the mirror and they see that we can customize it for them. And also the vitamins come into play in that too, because you can look in the mirror and they can say how beautiful you look. But if you don't feel it up here and healthy inside too, that's why it's beautiful you inside and out. And then I would say the weight loss. I know with everything going on, and we haven't been out as much, I put on maybe 10 or 11 pounds. I said, I can't believe it. And it'll come right back off. I know, because that's how I visualize it. But the weight loss is very, very good. The TLS, the transition lifestyle, we've had for maybe 20 some years, 25, 26 years. And it's a low glycemic. So we teach our customers how to eat, how to read labels. And you know what happens, Tracy? So many times, some of them will say, oh, I could buy this at cost. And I know I have some friends who would love to buy these. And they end up becoming a partner. And then they start saying, Penny, I could be a trainer for this, couldn't I?
Yeah.
So then they take the courses to be a trainer. And then we advertise them and promote them on our GMTSS. That's our global training and management system. So, and we promote them and people will attend their classes. So, and that's how it is in all of our classes, all of our, I can't think of the name, all of our
categories,
universities, all of our classes.
All right.
our careers, all of our careers.
Penny, you touched on something that I wanted you to go into more detail about, because you talked about the cosmetics, and I'm more interested in the women of color because I'm surrounded by more women of color, and I
Sure.
really want them to understand the what products are out there. What I found, I'll tell you what I found about women and their cosmetics. Once they get latched onto one, they don't want to let another one go because they don't trust. They don't know what that product can do for them. So guide me through that, Penny. What's the best way to get women to want to at least check out the cosmetics that we sell? And also, once you get done with that, I want you to explain a little bit about the apprenticeship program, because I found that to be very interesting as well.
Sure. I'm very proud of our Motives Cosmetics, especially for the woman of color. I had a little time, I had the privilege of sitting with Lala Anthony, and she was telling us about the beautiful woman of color, that they have undertones,
Mm-hmm.
and we can get them all corrected, or not even corrected. She was explaining this takes care of the undertones.
Mm-hmm.
And I think undertones are beautiful because it gives highlights.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we can, how they explained it is we make it so it looks perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 4 different kinds of skincare. And we have, I don't know how many, hundreds of not of different kinds of makeup colors, the shades, all the different shades, all the different highliners. And what we can do, how they custom blend it, they do swipes and they get it so it's so perfect that you don't even really know that there's makeup on. The skin looks so beautiful. And I find that is so phenomenal. Listen, we can all, say on my skin, Caucasian, it's easy. Anybody can do makeup on a Caucasian woman, but take this beautiful woman of color with all of her undertones, and if you can custom blend that, you got one heck of a makeup line.
So how do you
Because
do that through e-commerce? Do they have to, can they do that online? How's that
they
work?
do it online. It's phenomenal. And we have, oh my God, the VIP beauty lounge that they've been going through it. And we have so many gorgeous women of color taking on training. A lot of them own salons and all, and they can offer this to their people.
Mm, okay.
It's just phenomenal. And for the entrepreneur and the apprentice type programs, there's a lot, and I'm going to say 90% are young women, young girls, but we do still have some young boys who are into art. They're very artistic, creative, and our young men, they can learn too. So in the apprentice program, ages 14 to 17, they can learn how to do custom blend makeup. They buy the makeup and skincare at cost, at our cost. They get their own website. When my granddaughter was 14, her name's Bethany, I got her site, facesbybethany.com.
Hmm.
Well, when we bring on a young girl or a young man, and they come on, they'll get their own site. Some of them do mommy and me parties, but they're learning to be an entrepreneur. That's the reason why we do it. So we can teach our young folks how to work for themselves.
I like
They
that.
don't all want to do babysitting.
Yeah.
They don't all want to do lawn care. There's some young people who would love to learn just that feeling of being an entrepreneur, and they're being introduced to it at a very early stage in their life.
Now,
So by the time they turn 18, which are in that program will end, then they may already have customers, and they already have their whole internet business going already.
wow. Now, is that just for the cosmetics line, or is that in any area right now?
Well, we have another apprentice program in in the web design. And
Ah,
as a web designer, they get the training number, it's the 800 number, and they listen in, and they get the whole back office for their website. It's like they own it. We put them in that position. Now that you have to be 18. That's not only the makeup line is for ages 14 to 17. But when they're 18 years old, they can go in. I can bring them on, get them set up, and as a web designer, they'll get all the courses, they'll get trained. They even get in their back office to design websites. They don't have to really design, they get them all set up. The company does the sale for them and everything. And I always give 30% of the sale to that apprenticeship.
Wow.
And then after the 3 months, if I like their work and all, I'm going to offer them a partnership. And here they're already trained. They probably already have customers. And it's probably already paid for, and they can come in as an owner.
Wow. That's awesome, Penny.
And that doesn't cost them a penny.
Wow. Yeah, we need to talk a little more.
So for 3 months, they're learning. It's a nice trade, and it's nothing out of their pocket. Then if they decide to come on as a partner, they probably already have the money put aside.
That's awesome, Penny. That's phenomenal to do
It's
that.
giving them a chance.
I was just talking to a kid on Facebook recently. He's about 20, 21-ish right now. And I was so proud of him because he's talking about running his own business. And especially now during the pandemic, he's learned how to be an entrepreneur, and he was getting into e-commerce. And I was just so proud to hear him say that, hear young children talk that way, because, we're programmed to go work at a 9 to 5, which a lot more of us need to know how to work for ourselves. And, there's going to be some bumps along the way, but as long as you keep pressing through, the most people that I've watched grow up through being an entrepreneur, they've been successful down the line, much more successful in some cases than people that have worked 9 to 5s. Although I'm not knocking 9 to 5s because that's great. I've had 2 of them and they've done me well, in my life. So Penny, talk to me a little bit about some of this activity going on in shop.com. I can go in shop.com and shop through Home Depot, especially during this pandemic. I learned that I can do the same thing and go order it online through shop.com and just go pick it up, do a curbside pickup. All of that stuff's available. I had the same thing happen. I did the same thing with Sam's Club, curbside pickup, but I'm earning points for all of that. I'm earning IBV or for that. So talk to me a little bit about that, Penny.
Well, I think this is phenomenal, the shopping mall. You mentioned at the beginning that I think it was maybe Terry or Walter said about the mall without walls. Well, that was presented to me 25 years ago when this gentleman, Mike, said, Penny, this is a mall without walls. And we didn't even have the internet. We didn't have anything like that. But our CEO is such a visionary, and he knew it was coming. And I'm going to go back maybe 12, 13 years ago when our CEO, Jim Reidner, JR, purchased shop.com. And I don't even know if I think we were among the first to ever open a shopping mall on the internet where if your customers would go to your mall and shop, they would get cash back and you'd be compensated in what we call business volume or points. And then it's a win-win. Now you see a lot of different companies, cash back and all that. We give cash back. Amazon, you don't get cash back. I'm not here to bash Amazon. He's a strong businessman. But when you shop in Amazon, it's not free. It's never free. You usually pay $120 a year to be Prime, I think it's called. But he's a businessman. But when you shop there, he makes the money. When you shop at Tracy's Mall or Penny's Mall, you're not only going to get cash back, but you're helping a fellow entrepreneur.
Yes.
And this world was built on entrepreneurship going back hundreds of years. Why not you be the Hiltons or the Johnsons or all the different names that are out there? The Oprahs, who I absolutely love. I think she's opened the door for so many people of all colors. I know she has for me. And but it's entrepreneurship. And you mentioned bumps. There's bumps in jobs. There's bumps in entrepreneur. That's just part of life. But I always say, go through those bumps standing up,
Yeah.
and you'll get through them much faster.
So when you shop on shop, that was good, Penny, by the way. When you shop on shop.com, what are some of the things that just fascinate you about that site?
Well, how I see it and how it was presented to me is before the shop.com and all that, when people shop through, let's say, pick on Macy's, any of the stores, and it's the pipeline, it goes through Google. So you go to Google and you go to Macy's or whatever store. Well, Google's the pipeline, so they are paid per click.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, I mean, they make millions. Well, how about now Tracy's the pipeline? And you go through Tracy's Mall, you're bypassing the Google, you go through Tracy's Mall and you go to Macy's. So Macy's pays, they don't pay to be on our site. They only pay when you shop through their site through us. So since we direct them to Macy's, we get a little piece, the company gets a little piece, and the customer gets a little piece.
Mm.
So it's a win-win-win.
Right. A
When you,
phenomenal thing I found is I ordered something online and I looked at the price on their website and I looked at the price on shop.com. It was the same thing.
it's the
I,
same store.
the same store. So I ordered it through shop.com. A couple hours later, maybe a day later, I got a congratulations. You just received IBV. Just and I need to assign it within 24 hours.
Right.
So it's just, it's just a no-brainer to go that route. You just have to set your mind that instead of going shopping the way you would traditionally go, either go to the store, you need to go online first, or in some cases, I guess we can buy gift cards and use those gift cards to do our shopping. There's so many different ways you can do it, and you're doing a shop.com
Right.
gift card and you can do all your shopping through that. Just so many different ways, but just to help build your business is the
Mhm.
point. Just trying to build the business. Penny, great interview so far. I'm having a good time enjoying all of the knowledge that you have always, just a wealth of knowledge that you're dropping on us today. I think that you've opened up a door for many opportunities for us to have conversations about different topics. Maybe a few months down the line you'll come back and do this again. Would you be willing to come back and do it again, Penny?
I would love to. And maybe we can talk more on the nonprofits and all the different arenas that are open,
Yep.
because not everyone wants makeup, not everybody wants to weight loss, but we have so many options, so many choices.
Yeah, Penny, can you just talk a little bit about that nonprofit? We still have a little bit of time, but talk to me a little bit about nonprofits.
Okay, how our nonprofit, and it doesn't cost a penny.
Mm-hmm.
And we set up, say, I'm just going to say Deacon's Church, the name
Mm-hmm.
of the church. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
picking a name out of the
Yeah.
sky. And they'll get their own site. Now, the parishioners or the congregations, already most of them now are shopping online. That has taken such a leap. 15 years ago, people were, even 10 years ago, they were a little scared to shop online. Now you're more protected. Well, a lot of the congregations want to give more, but maybe they can't right now. But what they can do is shop at Deacon's Church, and the church will benefit
Mm-hmm.
from them shopping.
Mm-hmm.
It's already what they're doing anyway. They're shopping online. It's the safest. You don't have to worry about driving somewhere, trying to park your car and all that. And then you get there and they don't have the product. Where online, it'll say sold out or whatever, but you save that time and gas. So the church will benefit from that.
Mm-hmm.
And then if the congregation wants, they can even turn over the profit. Because remember, the person shopping on the church's site is going to get cash back,
Mm-hmm.
and the church gets the other profit.
Yeah.
Well, they can donate that cash back too if they so choose.
Yeah.
And they already buy cleaning products, paper towels, everything, toilet paper.
Yep.
You get it all. Staples sells the best toilet paper. It's called Perk.
And you can
And
buy that
it's
through
better.
shop.com, correct?
Yeah,
And
right.
buy
Everything's
paper.
right on deaconschurch.shop or deaconschurch.com.
Yeah.
And they go right there. Everything's confidential, and they're helping their church
Yeah.
because
That's
they
awesome.
want to.
Yeah, we're going to spend some time on that one. We have to put that on the list of one of the things to talk about, Penny. I know I need to do a better job at getting that one out to know the benefits of nonprofits. This is all 501c3s, right? And
Absolutely.
yeah. So yeah, thank you for that, Penny. So as we close today, Penny, can you just give me a little word of advice on anyone pursuing an entrepreneur path?
Well, I can come from my background. I come from a very, very humble background. My mom and dad divorced when I never got to know my dad. And so I was welfare. And I knew very early on what I didn't want for the rest of my life. I was just, it's embarrassing. And I knew I wanted, but looking in the mirror, it's hard to tell yourself that you can learn, I wasn't the smartest kid in
Mhm.
school, and that it makes such a change if you just take that chance on yourself. So many people they're just afraid to take a chance. I'd say when you look in that mirror, give that person, that woman, that man, words of faith, words of hope and belief in themselves. We are children of a highest king. I
Amen.
tell my girls, adjust your crown, sister. You're a child of a king.
I
You
like that.
have royal blood running through those veins, and you're just as worthy as anybody else, whether you went to college or you didn't go.
Yeah.
College and all, they're great, but I get a lot of calls from moms that their student loans are so much and their child can't even get a job. So I just, if we could get that person back to believing in what they bring to the table, and they bring so much self-worth, they don't even realize it, because maybe growing up nobody gave them compliments, or nobody gave them words of encouragement.
Mhm.
And it's time they start getting that back,
Mm.
and
Very
we will help them any way we can.
awesome. What a way to end this show, Penny. I thank you so much. I get so excited when I'm talking to you because it's just a wealth of knowledge and you're so willing to share it. So I appreciate it, Penny, and I thank you so much. So
Thank you for having me.
yes. So to our audience, Tracy Griffin and Penny Lafferty today, again, Griffin Wellness Solutions. Thank you for joining us on this episode. Have a blessed evening.
Thank you. Amen.
Amen.